Hello, everybody. Hi. Bryan and I
Hi.
are here. Hi, guys. We have some stuff to talk about here. We just so here's our sort of review of Transformers: Rise of the Bees.
Hmm. Rise
Yeah,
of the
Rise,
Bees.
Rise of the Bees. So
Are
yeah,
we?
we just got back from watching Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Well, we didn't just get back. We watched these at different times.
We watched Rise of the Dankspank. Yeah.
Oh, Rise of the Dank Spanked.
Yeah. Anyways, so we've seen the new Transformers movie, and we're here to give you our review slash thoughts on the film. Um, so yeah, Rise of the Beast is directed by Steve Caple Jr. I think his name is. Let me see here.
Stephen Capel Jr.
Thank you, Stephen Caple
He
Jr.
also directed Creed 2, which was also really great.
Yep.
And I don't know what else he's done other than that.
So let's just go ahead and get like this. Let's get like a basic like plot synopsis, and we'll give a spoiler. We'll let y'all know we're gonna talk about spoilers. So the movie is about, it takes place 7 years after the Bumblebee movie. It is a sort of sequel to that film, and the Autobots are trying to get this thing called the Transwarp Key and get off of Earth and back to Cybertron. And along the way, they come across Noah, played by Anthony Ramos. And we're also introducing new characters like Mirage, RC, and Optimus Primal and the Maximals. And we find out that the Terracons are in this movie, led by Scourge, and they're working for Unicron to get the Transwarp Key to bring him to Earth so that he can eat the planet and destroy the planet, because that's no good. And we have
That
to
is
stop
no
him.
good.
Yeah, they had to stop him. That's your basic plot synopsis. So, let's get the main question out of the way, because TF movies in the past have had some infamously bad films.
Oh yeah.
They've had some really bad stinkers in the past. Oh boy.
Six of them.
6 of them.
Or 5 of them?
Five of them. There's only five of the main movies.
5
yeah.
of them.
So let's just get the main question out of the way. Is Rise of the Beasts a good movie?
Yes.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's good. I gotta say, yeah, very surprised. It was a pretty good movie. Is it a great movie? I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think so either.
Nah, to be fair, it is coming at a weird time where a week before we just got Across the Spider-Verse, and that is like one of the greatest animated movies I've seen in my life, I feel like. And don't expect this like to be something like Across the Spider-Verse, or even Indiana Jones coming out like in a few weeks from now. This is a fun, simple action kind of adventure movie, very fun, with some decent writing, good characterization, and pretty good action all around. Pretty good action. You can actually tell what's happening on screen. All the action's good. I would say that, like, in terms of characterization, I think Optimus is like a better version of the Bayverse, and we'll get into more in spoilers on that later. But like I like the relationship that Optimus has with the human character Noah, and also him with Mirage. And I gotta say, Anthony Ramos as Noah, he did a great job in this movie. He is like, Noah is clearly the highlight character in this movie. He is a really good human companion. He is a great lead.
I was surprised how well fleshed out, like, some of the human characters were. I do think that the girl in the movie, I forget her, Helena, was kind of underwritten and just kind of there for plot relevancy.
Yeah, she was just kind of there to move the plot along.
I wish we would got more in depth with her backstory and why she became so interested in archaeology and all this and everything. And I do like that, and since this is a spoiler review,
well, no, we'll get spoilers. We'll go to spoilers in a minute.
Okay, so
we'll just get our general thoughts on the movie.
Yeah, these are gonna do our general thoughts, and then we're gonna be then talking spoilers. So, but it was in general, I think in my overall thoughts is that I thought the movie was solid. It was a solid movie. Not as good as Bumblebee, but still a pretty good. pretty good follow. Bumblebee was great. This one was pretty good. It had a solid follow up to it was a solid follow up to the original film. But it was also, but I also think that and it also sets up like future movies pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, but it works as a standalone piece as well.
Yeah. And what is it? I think like if I was like to give it a rating, I guess I'd give it like a solid 7, almost 8. I think like a 7 or 7.5 out of 10. Like it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
It's a good first, first of this new trilogy. I think that and I kind of knew this was going to happen with the movie, that like I think one of the main issues is that there's actually too many characters. Like there's too many Autobots, and a lot of them don't get enough like screen time. I think the Autobots who give the most screen time in this movie are Mirage, Optimus, and Scourge, I want to say, with Air Razor and Primal being a close second. But yeah, there's a couple of Maximals like Rhinox or Cheetor. They're barely in the movie. They only come into the last second, and they don't really get to do a whole lot. And they look cool though, but you don't get to see enough of them in the movie. And some of the other Terracons like didn't really get to do a whole lot either. They had like a couple of lines here and there, but that's about it. But yeah, I think like generally like the film is really good. If you love Transformers, you're gonna love this movie. But even if you're a casual like moviegoer, I think you'll get a good kick out of this movie too. You'll like it. I think so. And the best part, the movie is doing pretty well. I think it's at like what 10. I think it's made like $10 million at the box office. I think so. Yeah. So it's done pretty good already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think with there's a couple things I want to touch on. I think in general, it's like I said, it's a solid movie. It's leaps and bounds better than the Bayformers movies. It has great action, great visual effects. Like I said, the human characters are way more fleshed out this time. At least some of them, but like others, I felt were just kind of there in the background. Weren't really given much development. Like Helena's character and what's his name again? The
kid. I think his name was Chris.
No, not Chris. His brother.
Yeah, his brother Chris. I think his name was Chris.
No, the older brother.
Oh, Noah.
Like Noah, like the main character. Noah's, I think, was really well fleshed out. I thought he was I thought they did a great job at fleshing out his backstory and motivations. He's far more interesting than Sam Witwicky.
Yeah.
And I liked the whole theme of brotherhood and how and the importance of family and everything. And there's a bit of a morally gray area that they touch upon in the story that I thought was interesting.
Yeah. All right, so you ready to get into our spoiler thoughts, Brian?
Yeah. I'm pretty much ready.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the first thing. All right, so how about did you spoil? All right, so just spoiler warning, chat. If you haven't seen the movie, go see it.
And right,
spoiler
and if
warning.
And if you don't want spoilers, go to this annotation right here towards the end.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the biggest spoiler, Brian. Freaking Bumblebee dies for like most of the movie.
He died. That was one of the things that kind of bothered me. I was like, why'd you?
Yeah.
They kill off Bumblebee. I'm like, are they just gonna bring him back towards the end? Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah. Of course they did. Of freaking course they did. Of course they did. Like, dude. On the one hand, like it's a genuinely like kind of sad moment. Especially for Optimus, like, and it kind of explains why Optimus is acting the way he is, because like this feels, and what I said about this feels like a better Bayverse Optimus, where like you can tell like why he's like a bit more aggressive in this movie, where he's just like, he says in one part, he's like, I'm going to take Scourge's key and then his head. Like this guy wants to murder Scourge. He freaking hates this guy. He wants to murder the heck out of this Peter Dinklage con. Oh my gosh. Because he kills Bumblebee. And like
he does kill Bumblebee, and I did want Scourge to be dead after that.
Yeah, it was a great. Scourge was cool, But hold on, let me finish this thought here, and it made sense because like Optimus like says that Bumblebee's one of my oldest friends, and he just sees his one of his oldest friends die, and he's just like, this guy's going down. I don't care who you think you are, you're going down. At that point, he sees that like, oh no, this guy is not remorseful. I'm gonna kill him. And yeah, of course, Optimus got a really good kill on Scourge at the end of the movie. Scourge was one of those like you love to hate him kind of villains. Like like this guy, Peter Dinklage did a great job as Scourge in this movie. Let's talk about Scourge. More about Scourge. You know what we thought about him. I thought Peter Dinklage did a great job as this Khan. This guy.
I completely forgot it was Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, you couldn't tell because he just did a great job. Like his performance was amazing. I think like in the interviews he said that like they wanted him to do a really low voice. So in the interviews, you hear him doing a really light, like almost like a Toad voice for Scourge. Like, I'm gonna kill you, Optimus. You're not a person to be ashamed of you. Could you imagine if he actually did that voice for Scourge? That'd be so funny. Oh my gosh. This is who Optimus to kill? No wonder he wants to kill me. He's so annoying. Oh my gosh.
But like, I think that Scourge was pretty ruthless villain and everything. It felt strange not having Decepticons in a Transformers movie.
Yeah, it did. Like, dude, the word Decepticon is not mentioned once in this movie. Let it sink in. That's weird.
Yeah, and it's funny how they're just completely absent from the story in this specific movie. Yeah, when they were so relevant in Bumblebee.
Yeah, I think I think according to the director Stephen Capel Jr. Capel, thank you. There was a deleted scene where Optimus was fighting a bus con, and he was telling Optimus about how like, oh, the war is like, oh, you're not on Earth, like, oh, the war is over, we already won, something like that, and he just freaking kills that bus con and dumps him in the river apparently, and that was also to like kind of reiterate just how much Optimus wants to get off this planet and go back to Cybertron and finish the war. So like in this movie, like it implies that like the Autobots didn't leave Cybertron because the planet died. They left it just because like they were like, no, we're losing the war. Like we're like the cons, like they won. They took over the planet. We got to get out of here. We got to fall back and regroup and figure out like our counter strategy. So we'll have to wait and see, like, you know, whether they actually follow up on like more of the stuff on how the war is going and where the heck is Megatron? Because Megatron has not been seen in these movies yet.
No.
And like we saw Starscream and Soundwave and Shockwave in the last movie, but not Megatron. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
We forgot one more. There's one more question. People have been asking this dumb question for so freaking long. Is this a reboot or is it continuing the Bayverse? It is a reboot.
It's a 100%. Reboot.
It's a reboot. There's a stupid interview where one of the guys in the movie was like, "No, guys, it's totally a prequel to the Bay movie." No, it's not. Don't you freaking believe that guy. That apparently the guy's not a good person. Has no idea what he's talking about. Yeah, it's a new trilogy. It's a new storyline. The Bayverse is over. Let it die. Let the past die.
Yeah. It's like there's no so one of the things I actually liked about this story is actually how it actually made the human characters actually likable. Like Noah's is a former veteran trying to find work and everything, and to help his younger brother who has cancer or an illness, I think.
Yeah, he has some kind of like I thought for a second it was carpal tunnel, but no, it's not.
Carpal tunnel is.
I know they list what the disease is, but I don't remember what it was called. And they can't pay it, and they can't get like money. They can't like actually get they can't get it cured because they're already like swamped in medical bills, which is like that's a very relatable human problem that we have is overpriced medical bills.
Yeah, overpriced medical expenses, and also the fact that like his brother is dying from some sort of illness.
Yeah.
And the thing is, his brother's trying to find a good paying job enough to handle those medical bills, and he just can't because of something he has done in the past. And he's trying his best to like look out for his family, and he's willing to do like like even stealing a car,
Yeah.
like to like to just to thievery, just to say to help his younger brother. And I really do love that bond that they share in the story.
Yeah.
I wish that the kid was more like involved in the story rather than Helena, who is, I mean, she's entertained. She puts a pretty good performance, but I just did not give a shit about her character.
Yeah, like you're not as invested in her as you are in Noah, because she's not like she's not as compelling as Noah. She doesn't have the backstory that Noah has.
She doesn't have any sort of fleshed out backstory. It doesn't really give us any sort of, there's no personal like attached. They don't do a good job at making the audience personally attached to her. She has no sort of backstory or motivation as to why she started doing why she's in this why she or sorry, why she's so interested in archaeology and and what she wants, or why she's doing all these things and everything. And she's sort of just there for plot relevancy, to maybe explain certain things, give out exposition, or
Yeah,
just or just um or
just
just
move
to
the plot
bring in
along.
solutions to certain dilemmas. Like, oh, we need a code for this thing. She's like, to order to deactivate it. Oh, I can help, and then that ends up being useless anyway.
Yeah, because Scourge like just blows it up, and
He
Optimus is
just
like,
blows it up, but I'm thinking, why did you just do that before?
yeah, why just blow it up? Yeah, just blow it up anyway. We're gonna do it. We were gonna destroy it anyway, so we'll just blow it up.
Yeah.
Another thing that I don't like about the movie, I forgot to mention this in our main general thoughts. Because it kind of goes into spoiler territory. The movie doesn't really make it clear on on what keeps a character dead. Because there's a lot of kind of fake outs in the movie where like, oh no, this character's totally dead. Oh my gosh, Mirage, you're alive. Oh wow, that cop out was like, that was done a little too much. Because they did it with Bumblebee, and we're all just like, okay, no, they're gonna bring him back. Of course they're gonna bring him back. I know people in the audience on the second viewing, they cried when Bumblebee died. People were actually legit sad. Um, and then when he came back, everyone was clapping in the theater, like, oh my gosh, Bumblebee's back.
I was so happy that Bumblebee was
That
back.
was a great scene. I won't lie, that was great. That was great when he came back.
It was great, but at the same time, like, why'd you kill him off in the first place? It was stupid.
It was kind of, I don't know why they bothered to do that. I think they wanted to do that because they wanted to give Mirage more of a focus, because he's like the new main Autobot for this movie, not Bumblebee. But also,
I get that, but like that doesn't.
Back to my my criticism here. Sorry. My issue is that like some characters are like, they come back to life and they're killed and they come back anyway. They do fake outs. They do it 3 times in the movie with Bumblebee, Mirage, and then Optimus as well at the very end, where Optimus is like, I will stay behind and destroy the space bridge, but you'll die, no, Optimus. And they're pulling away like, no, we have to go now. He's going to die. Except no, he freaking doesn't. Of course he doesn't. It's too early to kill him off. You kidding me? No. Like that was so dumb.
It was
like,
a fake out. It was definitely a fake out, but I think it worked a little better because it does tie into the whole theme of togetherness. Is that if we work as a team, we can achieve pretty much anything.
Well, yeah, you know what, Brian, I think you're right on this one. Actually, I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
although I do feel like Mirage is. I'm sorry, I'm talking over you. My bad.
It would have also and if if Optimus were to have been killed off in this, I think it would have actually been fitting, because he pretty much like he lost Bumblebee and pretty much sacrificed it would have been fitting. It would have been a fitting death if he did die, doing everything he can to save all the other teams and everything. But I get why they didn't do it. I originally thought what was going to happen was that when they finally got back those keys, like, he would use the keys and the energy from that to revive Bumblebee instead of instead of using it to find their way back home, and said his like that would have been a really interesting character arc for
Well, no,
for Optimus.
what they were going to do is that Optimus's plan was to get the keys and use them to take them back to Cybertron and then bring back Bumblebee. No, they weren't going to use them to bring him back.
Right. But like I get that, but I was saying that's what I thought was going to happen. They wanted to bring I thought it would have been interesting to say like isn't Cybertron destroyed?
No, it's still alive. It's still around. They just left the planet.
Oh.
I think the cons just took it over. It sounds like the cons just kind of took over the planet. They just won.
Gotcha. All right. I thought because in canon they said that Cybertron was destroyed. So
not in this one. It was like it's still alive. It's still there. They just have no way to get back there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because they left the planet and now they can't get back because their shuttles are just crashed, I guess, or blown up.
Mm-hmm.
And plus it would take them a very long time to get back there anyway. So who knows how long it took them to get there, to get off the planet.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some characterization here. Let's talk about like some more about the Transformers. Let's talk about Mirage.
Mirage is the best part.
He's great. Yeah, Mirage, he was great. Pete Davidson, I think, absolutely killed the performance as Mirage. He did a great job. I feel like this version of Mirage is so good that Hasbro's probably gonna like do other versions of Mirage that are inspired by this version, like they did with the Prime show and whatnot, where this version inspires future interpretations of the character in different shows and games and whatnot.
It will likely, yeah.
Yeah, Pete Davidson gave a fantastic performance as Mirage. He's funny, he's kooky, he's more down to earth. He's the character that helps Noah trust the Autobots over time. He is our human transformer. He is our Bumblebee of this movie. I really like that they didn't just do Bumblebee again, because Bumblebee already had his movie. We already had a film about Bumblebee relating with a human being. I'm glad we focus on a different Autobot doing it with the human character this time. It was great. Great breath of fresh air, I would say.
He was, I think Mirage was definitely one of my favorite parts of the movie. His chemistry with Noah was off the charts. I loved their dynamic and everything. They had similar energy. They had a similar energy to them, but like what I really liked about Mirage was he was very energetic, very charismatic, and funny at times. They were also, but he's like you said, he was also very down to earth. He's very friendly and everything, and I think and his chemistry with Noah was fantastic. I really loved.
Sorry, go ahead.
I loved a lot of the references he put out, a lot of the jokes he did. It's like he seemed like out of all of the Autobots seemed to be more like in tune with what's going on on Earth or pop culture or what people like and everything.
Like he actually kind of liked the planet and actually tried to he felt like the only one who was trying to get used to this environment and actually like learn more about it and try to work with it. And if there was ever like a choice, I think after the war, I feel like Mirage would try to probably stay on Earth if he really wanted to, because he does seem to genuinely like the planet.
I could see that, but I would see him more like, I don't know about he could.
So yeah, Mirage. Other than Optimus, Mirage is the standout Autobot from this movie. The one thing I don't like about Mirage is like when they have the fake out where he's totally dead.
Again, another fake out death.
And you saw him too. That would even made less sense. He got hit freaking really bad by Scourge. Scourge destroyed him. Like he blew his legs off and everything. And yet like he's still alive for some reason. Right. And just like it's almost like a plot MacGuffin where like Mirage just kind of does whatever the plot wants him to in some parts.
Well, that's not really a MacGuffin. A MacGuffin is an object that appear maybe the character the characters. It's a dumb story choice to have to constantly, or a dumb trope that they keep using where a character dies. Psych, he's not actually dead.
No, I think I think what it really is I'm thinking of is that like it's more plot convenience for him, because like Mirage is pretty freaking busted in this movie. Like he can do like he can make clones of himself, and they can do their own thing, and they can like not get hit, but it can also hit Scourge anyway. And he can change his Automo whenever he wants, unlike the other Autobots. He can turn he. By the way, I love like the scene where he's like showing off different car modes. One of them is a race car, which is a reference to his G1 car design. He actually turned into a car like that from the old cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
But then and then the funniest part, he turns into a garbage truck at one point. That was funny. He just turns into a garbage truck.
Right.
And then like at the end of the movie, like I guess he just like he decided to break himself off and just like go onto Noah and be like an exosuit for him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get at. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one other thing I want to say that I don't like about the movie. The Noah CG on the suit doesn't look good.
It doesn't. It's mostly on the face.
It's
mostly on
the face doesn't look
the
like
face,
yeah.
and I think the suit is fine itself. I wish it would have resembled more of an actual Transformer and covered his face, but like the whole like helmet thing just makes it look really weird, and it's also it's also an Iron Man suit.
It's a bad Iron Man suit. It really is. It looks like they didn't actually make the suit for the movie. It looks like they just put it in the special effects and the CG, and didn't actually build a proper practical suit for him to wear like they do in the Marvel films, which I think would have made the suit look a lot better if it was actually.
He probably wore a green screen outfit.
He probably
like one of those like things, and that's probably. I mean, practically, it would be difficult to do that, but they could have done some sort of practicality with it.
Dude, you kidding me? These movies make a lot of money, dude. They could have probably afforded to build a suit like that. Just for like what they could have done is that they could have made like the suit and then put some green screen stuff on it. So then whenever they start doing the special effects, they could have actually like built the gun in CG for that. That would have maybe looked a lot better. It almost looks like a bad Fortnite skin. Honestly, it looks like a Fortnite skin. And honestly, I think it look anytime you don't see the face, it looks a lot better. But then when you see the face, it looks bad. It does. It looks like his head is like barely like meshing with the CG. That was a weird choice. Yeah.
Are we gonna talk about Optimus Primal?
Yeah, let's talk about Primal. Sure. Optimus Primal's in this movie, and actually is in a surprising twist at the beginning. Optimus Primal is not the leader of the Maximals, not yet. There's another Maximal called, I think his name is Ape Link. Apparently he's like a character from the toys, who was the predecessor to the Maximals and leads them before Scourge, kills them in a very quick fight scene. By the way, Scourge just doesn't even try. He just like decks this dude. He kills him. Like he
demolishes him.
He demolishes him. Yeah.
He like cuts him like almost clean through the shoulder and everything, and just It's and like then, it's almost anticlimactic. You're thinking epic fight scene, like nope, he fucking demolished them.
But at the same time, it does kind of show that like, oh no, this Scourge is clearly a huge threat. This guy could give Megatron a run for his money if they fought. That would have been an interesting battle to see him fight Megatron and how that would have gone down. But anyways, Optimus Primal is voiced by Ron Perlman in this movie, and I thought he did a great job. I thought he was good.
Yeah,
I thought Ron Perlman gave a great performance as Optimus Primal. A part of me is still a little sad that we didn't get Gary Chalk as Primal like he was in the old Beast Wars cartoon. I'm a little sad in that sense, but honestly, like no hatred, no disrespect to Ron Perlman. He did a great job as Primal. I felt like I thought it was fine. He fit into the Primal role just fine. And by the way, I want to say, I also really like that Primal meets Optimus Prime, and the first thing he thinks to himself is when he talks to Airazor, he's like, he is not the Optimus Prime I envisioned. Like he actually is a little like
that was something I thought was really cool too, because like we noted, like when we think of Optimus, we think of this great warrior and like headstrong leader, but him, like Optimus is very like weary. He's kind of broken in a way. He blames himself for what happened to their home and the fact that they're scattered and everything.
Yeah.
And I also like the contrast between him and Optimus. How Optimus is very wary of humans. He doesn't want to get involved with any of their affairs, and thinks that they should all keep a low profile.
Yeah.
Yet, Primal willingly trusted the humans to protect the part of that key, and grew a really strong relationship and communication with them, and which is so interesting to see.
And granted, we don't really see a lot of that in the movie, but you can tell from their small interactions that these people have known the Maximals for a very long time. I think it would have actually been better if we had seen the like Cheetor and Rhinox talk to more people in the village. That might have actually helped reinforce that that connection that they had with the other humans. And oh, by the way, I gotta say, I freaking love the Primal design. He looks incredible in both forms. The gorilla mode is, like, in my opinion, the best Primal gorilla he's ever looked. I love the green eyes, the black what is it, like the black leather, like with the gorilla look and the fur. It's a great design. And I want to say Primal gets the best kill, one of the best kills in the movie. Because he's just like one of the cons called Battle Trap is just like, someone give me a real fight, and he just starts swinging his mace around all flimsy, and Primal catches it, and he's like, I'll give you one, and he and Prime come in, and he cuts his arm off, cuts his leg off, and is about to like go stab him in the head, but then he sees Primal, he's just like, watch this chat, boom. He bashes his head in with his own mace, and Prime goes, he was mine.
That was my kill.
He's like, not my problem. That was great. I love that scene.
I just like they just take. I wish they just shown him like smashing that face in.
Honestly, they should have.
I don't know why they cut it. It's a robot. Like they're not. Yeah, it's not like he's gonna squirt out blood.
It's what's it called? It's a tow truck.
Yeah.
Truck not. Wait a sec. I just realized that's kind of truck not monkey in a way. From that's an old meme from Transformers where it's like truck not monkey, where like the monkey beats the truck. He beats the heck out of this truck. Oh my gosh. By the way, let's talk more about a little more about the Terracons here. Our villains of the movie. Aside from Scourge, the Terracons aren't really. They're not great. They're just there. They're just kind of like goons to fight.
I kind of feel that way with the other like primals as well, like the cheetah and the rhino. They're kind of just there.
They're called Cheetor and Rhinox. Yeah,
Cheetor and Rhino.
Yeah, they're just there. Rhinox. I don't even think Rhinox said anything in the movie. I don't think he did. He just
I don't think he didn't say a thing. But
Cheetor just like he comes in and just says like, "Oh, sorry for scaring you." That's about it.
Yeah, sorry for scaring you, and then maybe a couple things. Other than that, like nothing.
Yeah, but yeah, let's talk about the Terracons really quick. Battle Trap looks cool. He's the tow truck in the movie, and I'm not surprised that they were just kind of generic goons. They were there. Nightbird is the flying one with the car. She's a bit better, but not by a lot. She gets to do some cool stuff though. She flies around. She's menacing. She's fine, but I gotta say, Bumblebee got the best kill in the movie because he flies in and plays the song "Don't Call It a Comeback" as he just starts shooting the reinforcements in the air. And Nightbird comes in and she's just like, "You should have stayed dead." And Bumblebee just like he freaking grabs her and like just beats her up in midair. And Scourge starts shooting them, and it's kind of poetic how like Bumblebee like grabs Nightbird and uses her as a shield, and Scourge almost kills her for him. That's kind of poetic in a way. All that loyalty for nothing. That actually would have been more fitting if Scourge got killed by Unicron himself. All that loyalty for what? Nothing. But anyways.
Yeah.
And the Bumblebee just comes in and the Bumblebee just like blows her up in midair, and you see all of her body parts just just crash down, and he's like, "I'm here to kick butt."
I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum.
It was great. But yeah, the other Terracons are like whatever. By the way, oh my gosh, Brian, we forgot to talk about the new big villain in the movie, Unicron. The unicorn variant.
He's cool.
Yeah, he was kind of menacing. I think we all know that like no, this is Unicron's not done. They imply that like, oh, is Unicron dead? Maybe. Maybe not. No, he's totally. You saw that we saw him at the end of the movie. He's not dead. Like there's no freaking way that portal didn't destroy him. There's no way.
Yeah, there's no
Unicron
way.
will return. We all
They
know
made it. They
this.
made it clear that he was gonna come back. They
Yeah,
they even said he's not. He's probably he's trapped, but he's not. He's not gone.
He's not done. He is a god after all. I love how like Optimus at the end of the movie, like Unicron trying to like get him to like, oh, he's like, oh, don't do this, Prime. I can give you anything. Optimus is just like, then die.
Then die. That's what I want. I want you dead.
Then you give me. Here's what I want. You dead. That was great. I love how it just says like, then die. That was funny.
And die. Like
and
he
die.
Yeah.
And plus, Unicron didn't transform. And I kind of knew. I knew he wasn't gonna transform. Because if they did, this movie would have cost way more money. Because you saw Bryan, you remember how he transformed in the '86 movie.
Well, yeah, but like I don't think it would have costed anything more than that.
That transformation is still impressive and costs a lot of money to produce. He's a giant freaking planet robot. Of course, that's gonna cost a lot of money to animate that. But yeah, that Unicron is not done. He is the Thanos of this trilogy. Essentially, he is their Thanos in a way. So we'll have to wait and see like whatever Unicron does. So, there's one more character I forgot. We didn't mention another character, Brian. We forgot about Airazor. Airazor, the bird. Yeah.
Yeah, Airazor was pretty cool.
She was pretty good. Yeah. I definitely felt disappointed in the fact that she didn't transform at all. She's the only one in the movie who doesn't transform. And then like you find out why. Oh yeah, because she dies. Airazor dies in the movie. She gets like hit by Scourge, and he infects her and takes control of her. And Optimus Primal's forced to like put her down because there's no saving her.
Yeah, that was.
It was kind of sad. A little sad. Yeah.
Whatever the cost.
Whatever the cost. Yeah. But then that's the like weird thing where it's like, okay, how come Airazor stays dead, but Mirage and Bumblebee and Optimus, Mirage and Bumblebee can just come back to life? How come that's like a thing? Why didn't they just like use the same thing for Airazor that they use for Bumblebee? They just use raw energon. Why couldn't they just do that? That was a weird thing to me.
I think they said they didn't. Wait, for what?
Like Bumblebee gets okay. So what they do is that Bumblebee, they give some raw. He's next to raw energon, and then when the warp key activates, that triggers Bumblebee to come back to life with the energon. That mixes it with the energon, and he comes back or whatever. But why didn't they just do that with Airazor too? Like why couldn't they just do that with her too? Why do we have to just leave her dead? That was weird. I didn't really understand that part. I think I just broke Brian's brain.
I think it might have to do with the fact that she was corrupted. I don't think saving her would have done anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. They could have like I guess like the corruption like was just whatever Scourge infected her with was like
the corruption was there, and if you brought her back, she would have still been corrupted.
I think in terms of writing, how you could have made that better is that Scourge infects her with cosmic rust because it kind of looks like she's kind of rusting up in a way.
Yeah.
And Transformers, cosmic rust is it's their cancer essentially. Like you get it, you're dead. Rust on a robot, it will make you like die. Like cosmic rust like breaks a bot down like into like they fall apart slowly. I think that actually would have been like probably a better explanation for like, oh, why they can't bring it back, because cosmic rust killed her. Yeah, that's why. But now it's still a bit weird how like she was the only one who wasn't allowed to come back. But yeah, and I'm still a little disappointed that she didn't transform in the movie. She's the only one, and I think about it.
Yeah.
They also implied that like there were other Maximals with them that we never saw, and I guess they're also gone. So who knows? I mean, I don't freaking know like if they're gonna like do what the Maximals are gonna do in the future, because none of them died. Optimus, Primal, and Rhinox and Cheetor, they're still around. They just stay like in their little village and hang out with them, and they leave when they leave. So Bryan, let's talk about that end credit scene.
That end
That's
credit scene.
that ending though, huh?
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe. Wow.
I was like
I was
not expecting that. I was like, wait
neither
a
was
second.
I.
It was like, wait, who are you guys? And it's probably gonna say like some organization. Then it's like G.I. Joe. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that was
They're actually
interesting.
they're doing a G.I. Joe and Transformers crossover?
Yeah, and honestly, the more I thought about it, I was like, oh, this is perfect actually. Dude, like G.I. Joe and Transformers have had lots of crossovers in the comics, and to bring them into live action, sign me the heck up. So imagine like, you know, the G.I. Joe cast in the next movie. That's interesting. We'll have to wait, and then imagine like we get new Transformers and they scan GI Joe vehicles. Okay, that's an interesting idea for a movie. And honestly, dude, maybe in the next movie they'll be like, okay, well, maybe they'll actually say that like, oh, we were Sector 7, but we actually changed we after the events of Bumblebee. Because yeah, Sector 7 is in the Bumblebee movie, but they just kind of disappeared. So maybe like they're gonna explain that like GI Joe became what was Sector 7. They just changed their name to like, you know, to keep them like, I don't know, a secret. Just to keep people off the trail. By the way, Brian. By the way, Brian, I love how in the beginning of the movie, the same security guy who denied Noah his interview is actually the same dude at the end of the movie. That was actually I didn't notice that at first. I was like, oh, this is the same dude from the beginning of the movie. Wow, that's actually really cool. And then yeah, they want, and I kind of like how the GI Joe like don't want to fight the Autobots. They're like, oh yeah, no, we know you guys are the good guys. We want to work with you guys. We need you guys to help us. Like we're not trying to like. I kind of like how the government might actually be not the bad people for once. They actually might want to work with the Autobots for once in a lifetime. Wow, dang, were you? Wow, I can't believe it. An actual military organization that doesn't want to work with the cons and actually wants to work with the good guys. Only took him like 20. It only took him like 20 years. Took long enough. But anyways, what else can we say about this movie that we can talk about? What else is there, Brian? Oh yeah, and I guess like the post-credit scene where like Mirage they reveal his identity to like the guy who like just wanted to steal him in the first place. Okay. I mean, all right, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to contribute anything in the next movie, but okay. So, I guess like the only other thing I want to talk about with this movie is so the next Transformers movie, I think when we get the second movie, which might be like 2025 or 2026, I think it'll be 26 honestly. But you know what, Brian? I think it's time for Megatron. I think Megatron needs to come back. I think it's time for him to make his appearance.
I think Megatron will be just like. I think Megatron is going to be the next like underling under like Unicron, but like he has his own sort of like ulterior motives and everything.
Yeah.
But I think he'll probably end up with the same fate as Scourge.
I think it's Megatron's time. I think it's time to bring Megatron back. And I think that I really hope, I honestly I think they will. They better get Frank Welker to play the character as Megatron. Yeah. And then you get Peter Cullen and Frank Welker back on the big screen. Abso-freaking-lutely. That needs to happen. That's going to be great if that ends up happening. And plus, that means we get to see Starscream again. We get to see Starscream again. Yay! Yeah.
Yay!
So and let's see. There's any. Oh,
I'm wondering how they're gonna like handle or work with the GI Joe. Because the thing is, I was looking into it. I was like, are GI Joe and Transformers in the same universe?
And sometimes they are. Yeah, sometimes they are kind of I think.
Right. Like they might have done like a crossover or something.
They've had crossovers in the comics before. Yeah, I think in the old cartoons, the voice of Starscream was also Cobra before he passed away. I think. Yeah, and I think Cobra actually showed up in the Transformers cartoon at one point. He actually cameoed for a little bit. Now, oh, by the way, the Maximals don't they just kind of like still do their own thing. You know what I think could happen, Brian? I don't know if they'll do this though. I think we could see a Beast Wars spinoff. I'd be cool with a Beast Wars spinoff movie. I'm cool with that. I think like
That'd be interesting.
a Beast Wars spin-off movie where we get the Predacons and we get like the T-Rex Megatron. Oh, I'd be down for that.
Mm-hmm.
That they're already kind of doing their own thing anyway, so maybe they'll actually get their own spin-off film.
Maybe.
We'll have to wait and see.
They'll likely be continuing this trilogy first to come before they
Yeah.
do any like spin-offs or anything.
And so we still don't really know like where they're gonna go, like if the Maximals are gonna come back in this trilogy, or whatnot. We'll have to wait and see like what they decide to end up doing, because I don't think they've actually started filming the next movie yet. As far as I know, they haven't started yet, so that might it might be a. I think we'll probably see whatever the next movie is in 2025. But honestly, I think it'll be 2026 to be completely honest. I think it'll be that. I think we'll see it around then.
Well, it depends. Let's see. When is so?
Because we know there is going. Is this a new trilogy? Yes, this is a new trilogy, and they are planning on working on it. I wonder if Stephen Capel Jr. Capel Jr. Sorry, I remember names.
Stephen Capel Jr.
I wonder if he's gonna come back for the next movie. I'd be curious. I'd be curious if Travis Knight actually came back too. I'm down with that.
So far, it pretty much. Well, it was a $200 million budget, and it made so far 170 million in its opening weekend. So it's almost made all of its budget back.
That's good. It's half its budget back. That's good.
It's almost all of its budget.
Oh, you said 100 million. You said it made 100 million. And you added budget 200 million.
I said 170 million. It made.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said 200 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any more closing thoughts, Brian, on this movie?
No. I'm like. No. I think other than like it actually Paramount. The funny thing, I'm looking at this now. In May 2023, it was announced that Paramount was also planning a crossover between Transformers and G.I. Joe franchises. And here it is.
Yep, here it is. And I guess that's gonna be the next movie.